We need to look into a peculiar object spotted on the surface of Mars. Could this be a Martian mode of transport, or maybe an extraterrestrial shuttle? Wouldn't it be the most exciting discovery if it was indeed an alien artifact? Unfortunately, this isn't the case. This object, which could easily be mistaken for something out of a sci-fi movie, is actually a fragment of a spacecraft owned by NASA. Specifically, it's a back shell that's separated from NASA's Perseverance rover in February 2021. Despite its earthly roots, as NASA engineer Ian Clark points out, the images certainly give off an out-of-this-world aura. Captured by our trusty robotic helicopter Ingenuity after a year on Mars, these pictures offer a unique perspective. But there's more to this than just space debris. As reported by the New York Times, studying the remnants of this back shell could prove beneficial for NASA's future Mars mission, aptly named Mars Sample Return. This mission will deploy 2 landers and a rover to collect rock samples and a rocket to launch these samples into orbit for their journey back to Earth. The back shell, which played a crucial role in Perseverance's landing, could offer valuable insights into how spacecraft components survive the intense heat and pressure of atmospheric entry. Have you ever gazed at the red planet and thought you spotted something unusual? Perhaps something that could be a UFO? Let us know in the comments below what you think it could be and why. The object's discovery on Mars reminds us of humanity's ongoing presence on the red planet. Over the years, multiple countries and space agencies have successfully sent probes and rovers to Mars, with each mission building upon the previous one's findings. As we continue to explore and learn more about our closest planetary neighbor, it's crucial to remember that we are not alone in this endeavor. As seen from the backshell's journey on Mars, collaboration and cooperation between different countries and organizations play a vital role in our exploration of space. And that's not all. The discovery of NASA's back shell on Mars is not just about space debris or remnants of past missions. It's a testament to our ongoing efforts and determination to understand the red planet more. These images captured by Ingenuity, our brave little helicopter, are not just pictures, but they're proof of our incredible technological achievements and the steps we're taking towards a future where mankind might one day step foot on Mars. Looking at this back shell, we're reminded of the intense journey it had to undertake, from surviving the searing heat and immense pressure of atmospheric entry to fulfilling its role in ensuring the safe landing of Perseverance. Next up, something you've got to hear about. For the first time in history, NASA scientists are beginning to take unexplained anomalies seriously. But how do they decide which cases are serious enough to warrant an investigation? Let's rewind to an otherwise ordinary day in the life of Alex Dietrich, a US Navy lieutenant commander. Cruising over the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, Dietrich was conducting a routine training mission with a fellow officer in separate Super Hornet fighter jets. Suddenly, a message came through the static of the radios. An operations officer aboard the USS Princeton requested their assistance investigating an object that had been observed soaring 80,000 feet high, then making abrupt descents near the ocean surface before seemingly disappearing. Upon reaching the object's last reported location, Dietrich witnessed a puzzling sight. The ocean appeared to be in a boil. Then she saw it, an oblong object about 40 feet long and a pale whitish color hovering just above the water. It looked like a wingless capsule similar to a Tic Tac mitt. As the jets moved to investigate further, the object vanished, zipping into the sky at a breathtaking speed and leaving nothing but calm water in its wake. This event is known as the Tic Tac incident of 2004 and gained notoriety when footage captured by advanced tracking equipment was leaked to the New York Times. This video, later confirmed as authentic by the US Department of Defense, shows the object as a shadowy figure against a bright sky, darting out of frame at an eerily swift speed. The mystery continues. Many questions have been raised about the Tic Tac incident and other similar encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. How could something move so quickly without any visible propulsion systems? Are there technologies beyond our current understanding at play here? And perhaps most importantly, could these objects be of extraterrestrial origin? These questions have sparked intense curiosity and debate among scientists, government officials, and the general public. However, with more investigations being conducted by organizations like NASA, we may finally receive some answers. In recent years, NASA has started to take a serious interest in researching UAPs. The agency has formed teams dedicated to investigating these phenomena, including the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. NASA scientists have also been collaborating with other government agencies such as the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program to share data and analyze these mysterious sightings. But why has it taken so long for NASA to get involved? Some believe that there has been a stigma surrounding the topic of UFOs and extraterrestrial life within the scientific community, but with more credible sightings and evidence emerging, the taboo is slowly being lifted. And now we're about to explore Able 68, a colossal cluster of galaxies. Its gravitational field operates like a natural space lens, amplifying and illuminating light from far-flung galaxies. Like in this picture taken from the Hubble telescope, doesn't it look like the alien from the iconic 70s game Space Invaders? That's a spiral galaxy distorted and mirrored due to the intense gravitation, and just to the left of the big, dazzling elliptical galaxy, you can spot a second, less distorted image of the same spiral galaxy. The awe-inspiring image was snapped in infrared by Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3, supplemented by near-infrared observations from Hubble's Advanced Camera for Surveys. Anyway, UFO buffs and investigators are buzzing with excitement, believing to have unearthed evidence of extraterrestrial existence in an official NASA snapshot. The provocative image presents a vague, tiny entity with a pinkish hue set against the craggy Martian terrain. While NASA originally shared this image back in April 2021, it was only in 2022 that the alleged alien sighting was pinpointed by the self-styled UFO and alien enthusiast Scott Waring. The UFO community is notorious for tirelessly scouring through NASA's vast collection of space exploration photos, looking for any hints or clues that could potentially reveal the existence of intelligent life beyond our planet. So when Waring announced his latest discovery on his blog, UFO Sightings Daily, it quickly became viral among like-minded individuals. According to Waring, the UFO in question appears to be hovering above the Martian surface, its shape distinct from the surrounding landscape. He also suggests that the pinkish hue of the UFO could be a result of it reflecting off Mars's red soil. However, many experts and skeptics have dismissed this as simply an unusual rock formation or a trick of light and shadow. Despite this, the excitement among UFO enthusiasts continues to grow, with many hoping that this could be the long-awaited, undeniable proof of extraterrestrial life. The discovery has reignited debates and discussions on the possibility of other civilizations existing in our vast universe. Some argue that it's only a matter of time before we make contact with beings from other planets, while others are more skeptical, stating that there is no concrete evidence to support such claims. Now, we all know that Mars isn't exactly a vacation spot, right? It's pretty harsh and uninviting, and despite their best efforts, scientists have yet to find any signs of old microscopic life there. But here's where it gets interesting. There are naysayers who think that this so-called alien figure is just a rock that happens to look like ET. But hey, where's the fun in just sticking to the plain old facts? So let's dive into this enticing mystery together. As we continue to explore the vast and awe-inspiring universe, we often find ourselves drawn to the possibility of life on other planets. And while Mars may not be our first choice for a dream vacation destination, it still holds a certain fascination for scientists and space enthusiasts alike. Over the years, numerous missions have been sent to Mars in search of answers and clues about its past and potential for supporting life. From rovers to orbiters, each mission brings us one step closer to understanding the red planet. But what about those mysterious figures that have been captured on camera? Could they be a sign of intelligent life or just a trick of light and shadows? Aliens and UFOs are once more the talk of the town in this week's news, but it's not because we had an extraterrestrial mothership touch down on the White House lawn. Instead, it's due to NASA's release of an eagerly anticipated report. This document was crafted by an independent team of scholars commissioned by the agency to probe into the mysterious occurrences now labeled as unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP. The term UAP is a broader descriptor for what we traditionally called UFOs, encapsulating anomalies not just in the sky but in space, underwater, and just about everywhere else. Yet NASA's debut UFO report wasn't the sole piece of news hinting at potential non-human entities grabbing the headlines this week. As per a Reuters report, Mexican lawmakers were privy to an account that posited the existence of alien life on Earth, with 2 extraterrestrial corpses as evidence, appearing pale, possessing oversized heads and tiny bodies with a trifecta of fingers, just as stereotypically depicted according to NPR. The Pentagon also released a video showing the US Navy pilots encountering unidentified flying objects that seem to defy the laws of physics. This release follows years of secrecy surrounding UFO sightings and reports from military personnel. The increase in official interest in these phenomena is causing speculation among the public as to what may be truly happening. One theory gaining popularity is that aliens are already among us, living in disguise and interacting with humans on a daily basis. These beings are said to possess advanced technologies and abilities that far surpass our own, giving them the ability to hide their presence and manipulate our perception.
Number 5. Untethered astronaut. On August 22nd, 2022, NASA unleashed a chilling photograph into the vast abyss of doom that is Twitter. A snapshot that left the world collectively gasping for breath. The haunting image featured an untethered astronaut suspended in the inky blackness of space, seemingly mere inches above Earth's fragile horizon. It was a bone-chilling glimpse into the unforgiving void that lies beyond our protective planet. The first thing that strikes you is the astronaut's stark isolation. Against the backdrop of space and our familiar blue and white world, they appear as a minuscule, fragile figure. No lifeline, no tether connecting them to the safety of the International Space Station, just a solitary figure against the cosmic abyss. This photograph instantly transported viewers to the unsettling reality of the astronaut's existence, a realm where the nearest human is not just out of reach, but out of sight. The astronaut's visor was a window into their terrifying predicament. It reflected the expanse of space, capturing the stars that stretched endlessly into the distance. The visor encapsulated the astronaut's vulnerability, a thin layer of protection against the merciless vacuum beyond. It was a cruel juxtaposition, the vast, boundless cosmos mirrored in the helmet of a lone human. The background was a canvas of darkness, punctuated only by the distant stars. Space in this photograph was not the romanticized expanse of exploration we see on movies and TV, but a chilling, desolate void. It was a place where sound ceased to exist, where the cold seeped through every inch of the astronaut's suit, and where the laws of nature showed no mercy. This overwhelming sensation was one of isolation. The image forced viewers to confront the solitude of space in its rawest form. The astronaut, a mere speck in the abyss, was a poignant reminder of our fragility in the grand scheme of the universe. In the end, this terrifying photograph served as a stark testament to the courage and determination of those who venture beyond the bounds of Earth. It encapsulated the stark, unyielding nature of space, where the line between survival and oblivion was razor thin. It was a haunting glimpse into the cold expanse of the cosmos, where humans are but fleeting visitors in a realm that remains indifferent to our existence. I just wonder how they got him back. Number 3. Eye in the Hourglass Nebula. The last thing anyone wants to see when looking into a telescope is space looking back at you. But in 1996, a haunting image was captured. The Hourglass Nebula, a celestial marvel situated some 8,000 light-years away from Earth in the constellation Musca, has long been a subject of fascination among astronomers and stargazers alike. It's renowned for its mesmerizing figure-8 shape, but in a haunting image captured by the Hubble Space Telescope, an otherworldly anomaly emerges. A vivid, emerald green eye seemingly gazing out from the very heart of the nebula. This unearthly spectacle presents an unsettling paradox. The serenity of the nebula's symmetrical form contrasting with the eerie intensity of the central eye. The hourglass shape itself, formed by the powerful winds of a dying star at its core, stretches outwards in perfect symmetry, an ethereal ballet of interstellar gases and dust. Yet, within this cosmic dance of creation and destruction, the eye stands as a stark enigma, a watchful alien presence amidst the celestial choreography. The eye's unmistakable green hue, reminiscent of Earth's verdant forests, adds to the disquieting intrigue. It appears almost sentient, as if the nebula itself were a cosmic being, surveying the cosmos with a gaze that transcends time and space. Its radiant emerald glow casts an eerie luminescence across the surrounding nebular regions, imbuing them with an otherworldly ambience. The sense of haunting is amplified by the knowledge that the Hourglass Nebula is a nursery for new stars. While its outer appearance suggests tranquility, this is, in fact, a cosmic cauldron where new celestial bodies are born, and older stars meet their fiery ends. Juxtaposition of creation and annihilation, embodied by the figure-8 shape and the eye at its core, underscores the profound mysteries of the universe. This haunting image evokes contemplation about the cosmic forces at play in the universe, reminding us of the fragility of life and the relentless cycle of birth and death in the cosmos. It challenges our perceptions of the familiar and the alien, inviting us to question the boundaries of what we consider possible. In the end, the Hourglass Nebula's haunting image, with its central green eye, is a testament to the vast, enigmatic beauty of the universe. It's a glimpse into the profound and the eerie, a window into the cosmos that both enchants and unsettles, leaving us with a sense of wonder and cosmic dread as we ponder the mysteries that lie beyond the stars. Number 2. Bones on Mars. The discovery of bones on Mars is a revelation that sends shivers down the spine, challenging our fundamental understanding of the universe and igniting existential questions about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and its implications. In a haunting image, captured by a rover exploring the Martian surface, an eerie collection of bone-like structures is sprawled across the rusty red landscape. The image is a stark reminder of the desolation of Mars. Its barren, windswept terrain is devoid of any signs of life as we know it. Yet, here, unmistakably, are what appear to be skeletal remains, relics of a life form that once inhabited the red planet. The bones are bleached white, standing in stark contrast to the Martian soil, as if they were placed there deliberately to be discovered. The mere presence of bones on Mars challenges the boundaries of our understanding. How did these remains come to be? Are they the remnants of an ancient Martian species, now long extinct? Or is there a more sinister explanation? The unanswered questions weigh heavily on the mind, casting a pall of dread over the discovery. The image is particularly terrifying because it raises the specter of an unknown cosmic predator. The bones seem to suggest a creature with a skeletal structure, not dissimilar from earthly animals, and the thought of an alien predator lurking on Mars sends a shiver down the spine. What else lies hidden beneath the Martian surface, waiting to be unearthed by intrepid explorers? Furthermore, the discovery of Martian bones ignites fear about contamination. If these bones are indeed remnants of ancient life, what potential threats do they pose to future human exploration on Mars? Could they carry diseases or microorganisms that might jeopardize our efforts to colonize the red planet? Ultimately, the image of bones found on Mars is a chilling reminder of the unknown and the unknowable. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the eerie possibilities that exist beyond our terrestrial realm. It's a haunting glimpse into a cosmic enigma, a puzzle with pieces that are simultaneously fascinating and terrifying, and it leaves us with a sense of awe and cosmic dread as we grapple with the mysteries that Mars continues to unveil. I just wonder what those bones belong to. I hope not a dog. Dogs should never die. And at number 1, Plutonian slugs. Yeah, you heard that right. There might be slugs on the black sheep of the solar system. The discovery of horrifying space slugs on Pluto is a nightmarish revelation that defies all expectations of the icy dwarf planet. In an image captured by a deep space probe sent to explore the outer reaches of our solar system, the cosmic horror unfolds before our eyes. A colony of grotesque, gelatinous creatures resembling monstrous slugs, lurking on the distant world of Pluto. The image is nothing short of terrifying. Against the frigid backdrop of Pluto's desolate landscape, these extraterrestrial slugs writhe and slither. Their amorphous, translucent bodies seem to defy the laws of biology as we understand them. Each slug is riddled with grotesque, undulating appendages that move with a sickening rhythm, giving them an otherworldly, repulsive appearance. The very notion of life on Pluto is a chilling paradox. The planet's extreme cold, lack of atmosphere, and its location on the outer fringes of the solar system make it one of the most inhospitable places in our celestial neighborhood. That these nightmarish creatures not only exist, but thrive in such a hostile environment is the stuff of cosmic horror. The behavior of these space slugs adds to the terror. They seem to feed on some unknown source, perhaps subsisting on elements unique to Pluto's surface. Their movements are slow and deliberate, and their inscrutable motives leave us with an impending sense of dread. Are they the sole inhabitants of this frozen wasteland, or are they part of a larger, more sinister ecosystem that is yet to reveal itself? Furthermore, the presence of these creatures raises troubling questions about the potential consequences of interstellar contamination. Could these space slugs harbor deadly pathogens or alien microorganisms that might pose a threat to future missions to Pluto or other celestial bodies, the fear of unknowingly unleashing a cosmic menace upon our world adds an extra layer of dread to the discovery. I, for one, think we should never even try going to Pluto, if there really are slugs there. They're gross enough here on Earth, could you imagine how slimy alien ones are?
Number 5, falling from the sky. Coming up first today is going to be this wild footage that was posted to Tic Tac quite recently. It might have flown under the radar, but now it's blowing up. And if you're into the supernatural and the unexplained, maybe you've seen it on your front page already in between videos of cats falling over. It was posted by user PMESASSO, and it showcases a truly bizarre encounter, and possibly a close encounter of the first kind. In this video, we can see something falling from the sky. Now, it's difficult to make out entirely what it is, but it looks more technological than not. It's not a bird. Looks a bit like it's a falling craft or a drone of some kind that's been shot down. Do you remember that week or two in February where every day a mysterious unknown craft would get shot down, and then the government would refuse to explain or comment on what would happen? Remember how that happened and now we've all just moved on from it? I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, after that craft seemingly descends to the ground below, we see in the sky that a bunch of military fighter jets seem to be in hot pursuit of it, which definitely makes me pretty suspicious if there's fighter jets not even a minute behind a strange, unidentified craft. Now, there are some doubters in the comments who aren't as convinced. Some say the crafts are therefore an air show, and the thing falling from the sky part of it as well. Of course, did they consider maybe the aliens were the one putting on an air show and the government didn't want to be upstaged and that's why they sent a craft over? If I know anything about the US military, it's that they don't like being second best at anything. And if you want to watch a place that's the #1 best at something, it's top 5 scary, and it's scary videos we've got. If you can think it up, we've got a video or two on it. I mean it. Megalodons, ghosts, ghouls, goblins, aliens, conspiracy theories, horror movies, basically anything freaky under the sun or above it, we got 2 or 3 videos on. So hit subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell so you don't miss a single thing, but if you'd be so kind, do that at the end of this video, because I got 4 more mysterious orbs and UFOs coming up for you right now. Number 4, Arizona's mysterious orb. Coming up next today on our list of strange sightings in the sky is this mysterious footage of an orb-like sphere bouncing around through the clouds. This clip was uploaded and posted to the UFO subreddit a few days ago, where it blew up almost immediately. Posted by user Amvion, and shout out UFO subreddit, making my job so much easier every day. The clip is a snippet from a local news station in Arizona reporting on a series of wildfires in San Bernardino, California, when the camera catches something a little hotter. That was a pun, if you see what I did there. You can see a strange little orb floating around high above the forests. Now, it's very difficult to tell from here, but it looks to be moving at an incredibly fast speed, with seemingly no method of propulsion or exhaust trails to be found. It can even be going through the smoke at one point during the video, which would be catastrophic for most aerial crafts, as this area would be far, far too hot to approach via helicopter. Now, a user in the comments added a little bit of additional insight too. It looks very far out from where anyone could be piloting a drone. Looks to be a few miles out in the brush. Any civilian would be heavily discouraged, if not outright prohibited, from flying a drone near a wildfire area, with a possible crash with a helicopter being disastrous. So it has to be something that wasn't supposed to be in that airspace, or maybe doesn't even know where it is. So it's hard to tell what's going on with this one. I'm not sure what any skeptical answers or rational answers could be beyond the usual catch-all of strange drone or weather balloon. The object doesn't move too erratically or non-humanly, so it doesn't seem like it itself is making the decisions. I'm really not sure what this could be, my friends, which means you know what time it is. You let me know down below what you think it might be. Or just tell me something nice about your day, you know, I don't know, something that made you smile today. Number 3, something from the sky. Coming up next today at our number 3 spot is going to be this short, sweet, mysterious clip posted to us on the most reputable source of information on the internet, TikTok, by a user going by the name of Brian Daniel. Gosh, people have the weirdest names on the internet these days. Brian Daniel, what does that even mean? In this short clip, Daniel claims that near his home, something fell from the sky onto the ground below, glowing a searing bright blue, ethereally brighter than anything he'd seen before. Commenters said they'd seen the same thing in Florida, where the uploader lived. News reported that it was a meteor, but Daniel claims that it goes much deeper than that. He claims that the next day he tracked the crash site of the meteor and discovered what seemed to be a government operation cleaning the possible crash site, filming some feds standing around with their thumbs in their pockets on the beach. From there, Daniel claims that a mysterious man in a suit was on his front lawn filming his house, and him when he got home, and he didn't look like he was from the housing authority. Eerie. For what purpose? We don't know. Now, as fantastical as this video is, I'm always more than a little weary to believe something from TikTok, just because the app is very, very easy for anyone to edit content with, and this video is literally 3 disconnected shots clipped together. I know I'm a man on the internet telling you to believe things, but I think you should always be incredibly rational and skeptical and take everything with a grain of salt, and there's nothing to suggest that these 3 things were even taken by the same camera. Now, the meteor in Florida is real. That happened on April 13th, 2021, so jot that down, that did happen. But the thing that's really holding me back about this clip, and the reason I find it more skeptical than I believe it, is because the mysterious agent at the end of the video is wearing a suit that doesn't quite fit him. I thought they were the men in black, not the men in the dress for less at Ross's summer collection. Bet you didn't know I could go there. Number 2, what's on the moon? And coming in next today is going to be this incredibly weird clip posted to TikTok recently by a user going by the name of Larry Liu. Now, this is one of the stranger supernatural UFO clips I've seen in a few minutes. You'll see why in a few seconds. You'll definitely want to see this. In this strange clip, we can see something filming something bizarre that seems to be orbiting the moon. We can see some unknown objects flying around our moon, getting a little too close for comfort. That's our moon. Is that our own technology? Are these man-made satellites, or are these scouts, drones, or something else not of this world? Now, before we really put our tinfoil hats on and get wild with the speculating, we need to talk about the zoom in and the quality on this camera. I am inclined to believe that this guy works for NASA because he seems to have the James Webb telescope in his back pocket. I have watched innumerable, countless UFO clips for work, and I have literally never seen a clip this high quality. I was salivating watching this. I can't even talk about the alien stuff because I'm too busy focusing on the pixels in this thing. You can make out the footprints on the surface of the moon. You can see Neil Armstrong's size 13 on the dust. You're telling me this guy shot this on his phone? Why is this man not filming every single supernatural occurrence on this planet? If we set this guy up in the woods, we would have Bigfoot, Mothman, the Loch Ness, all that proven, disproven within an afternoon. I need to take 5. I need a drink. Okay, I'm good. Back to the original video. Most people in the comments were like me, solely focusing on the incredible lens on this user's iPhone. A few people suggested that that could be the American flag from the surface of the moon. I find that a bit unlikely, but I don't know enough about moons to disprove that. So what could it be? Let me know down below in the comments, or hey, feel free to just continue to comment on how impressive the camera zoom is. What is he working with there? What am I working with? I don't know. Number 1, crop circles. I didn't need to say it like that. Coming up last on our list of UFO sightings we just can't wrap our noggins around is this footage that was taken in 1989. Now, I know the title says 2023, but if you really squint, 1989, 2023, I don't know, they look exactly the same to me. It might be a vintage, but that just means the high strangeness has been aged to perfection. Don't dismiss it till you get your eyes on it. It looks like an excerpt of a documentary about aliens and UFOs of some kind, sort of like what you're watching now, but bet the guy hosting this isn't even half as charming. In the video, clear as day, we can see 2 strange, small, metallic spheres racing around a farmstead, glowing bright against the shroud of the night sky. They seem diligently at work, creating an intricate pattern below in the fields. Some sort of circle in the crop, an almost crop circle, if you will. I feel like crop circles kind of fell out of vogue in alien culture, which is a shame. I think they're very cool and fun. They always make me think of the underrated M. Night picture, Signs. I know some people hate that movie, but I thought otherwise. Anyway, I guess our parents were much more frightened by flattened designs and bits of grain and cereal, and we just don't feel the same way. But I, for one, want to bring it back. I want to bring crop circle culture back. Now, this clip is pretty remarkable. Some say it almost looks too good, and there's been a raging debate in the UFO and alien community as to whether or not this was a real clip or a very well engineered hoax for darn near 30 years now. Detractors argue that it's CGI, while believers state that the CGI would be too advanced for the time. I mean, most CGI around this era looked like Reboot, you know? Not to besmirch Reboot, but come on. Well, we probably won't find the answer today to whether or not it's a hoax or not, because only you can truly decide that, okay? The truth is out there for you. Just like only you can decide if M. Night Shyamalan is a misunderstood auteur or a total hack. We're just not going to talk about the Avatar movies. Number 5, the USS Omaha. Coming up first today on our list of unexplained UFO sightings on camera is going to be this wild footage taken off the coast of San Diego from on board the Navy ship USS Omaha. The video footage was shot on an FLIR camera, which is an incredibly expensive, fancy bit of tech. It's a thermal camera to detect heat. It's perfect for this sort of thing. And if you want one for yourself, civilians can buy these cameras. They cost $300,000. That's about 1 month's rent in Toronto. Very fair. In the footage, we can see what looks to be a sphere-like object flying over the ship before entering the water. The Omaha claimed that for days before this incident was recorded, they were seeing drone-like objects flying around their ship that the crew had no knowledge of. This footage was taken from a crew member trying to ascertain what it was that they were dealing with. Now there is some audio on the clip and it's illuminating. When the object goes into the water, we hear the sailors say mark, bearing, and range, meaning that the sailors on the ship were making a note of the coordinates and location where it went in, suggesting that maybe a submarine was sent in to recover or discover whatever was going on in there. Did it even submerge in the water, or does it seem a bit too like the craft outright disappears going into the water? I wish so bad we could get some more angles on this or a follow-up to be able to find out what this was. Until then, we just have this strange footage to go off of and what speculation we have at home. There's a wild conspiracy theory that I just found out recently and I love, and we'll mention it a few times in this video, about a secret UFO construction facility under the water. Maybe this drone was heading on home. Who knows? And if you're looking for way more conspiracy theories about really anything, aliens, Bigfoot, JFK, you name it, we got all of that and then some on Top 5 Scary. We really have a video on just about anything and everything you can think of that's freaky and eeky. So hit subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell so you don't miss a scream, but if you wouldn't mind, do that at the end of this video, because I got 4 more stories of UFO sightings coming up for you right now. Whew, number 4. Our next clip comes to us from the UFO subreddit, and it was posted by user The Firo, saying, "This video was taken by a good friend of mine on a flight to El Paso, and as soon as it gets noticed, it's gone." In the video, we can see we're in the passenger seat of a jet, high above the ground. And flying around the windows is an unexplained object zipping around at high speeds. Saucer-like object, looking a bit like maybe it was a frisbee that got tossed into the air by Godzilla. Now, it does definitely look like a classic flying saucer, like what you imagine a UFO to be, but not as many people were convinced. More than a few people in the comments section for this one were a little skeptical of this high-flying footage. Several commenters suggested that this flying saucer is actually little more than a reflection of something from inside the plane's cabin, suggesting that if you pause enough and look right in the video, you can see the object's reflection being repeated in the window pane. Now, there are just as many people suggesting that it is a solid object existing outside the plane. The trouble is, we've been given very limited footage and it's hard to tell, and there was no follow-up by the original poster to provide any more details, so we only have this little excerpt that we've been given. Whenever there's a scenario like this, I do like to leave it up to you, my faithful YouTube comment audience. What do you think? Is this a flying saucer soaring above the clouds or just a reflection of some light? I could honestly go either way with this one. I will say it could easily be explainable as a reflection, but I also feel like the object has a certain weight to it. I don't know, I'm directly in the middle for this one. I'm a centrist on this video. It should have been the number 3 point, but it wasn't. Anyway, jury's out. Please let me know what you think of this. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, New Delhi. Coming up next is going to be this clip shared online with the caption, "A weird set of lights above New Delhi." Take a look-see. So in the clip, pretty clearly we can see, yeah, there's some strange lights going on in the night sky above New Delhi. there's a scattering of lights above the city's horizon. Now, immediately your first thought might be that it's drones, which is a reasonable assumption when it comes to UFO stuff. I feel like several videos that come out of little glowing lights dashing across the night sky usually end up being civilian drones. However, the original poster clarified that drones are illegal in India and aren't widespread at all for civilians. And on top of that, the area that's being filmed is said to be in the slums, where it's incredibly unlikely that anyone would have access to drones. The poster added this little bit of context with the video. I saw this today around 8 p.m. in New Delhi with a friend. It was massive. This cannot be a building, as there is no tall building in that direction, only slums with heights of about 4 to 5 floors, yet this building looked as tall as the Burj Khalifa. There was a moderate wind going on, and I thought, if it's drones, why aren't they swaying? Not to forget, drones are illegal in India and especially in New Delhi. It looked massive in the sky. I wish the camera saw what my eyes could see. It could absolutely blow me away. I've been to drone shows, but this looked nothing like it. Any idea what this could be? Also, I agree. I wish our cameras did just capture exactly what our eyes saw. It would make all this UFO stuff so much easier, and also I would finally get a nice picture of the moon to have on my phone. Now, some people in the comment section on this clip suggested that maybe it was a laser light show, but that's just speculation and nothing concrete. Well, one particularly good suggestion from a commenter that did make me laugh said that the original poster should have ran towards the lights to see what happens and investigate up close and personal, you know? Worst case, yeah, you get abducted, never see your friends, family, or home planet again, but you also would get the ride of a lifetime, and if you do survive to come back home, you get an amazing story to tell people. So live a little. Number 2, Garden Ridge. Our next offering for your entertainment, and I hope your amusement, is this short clip that was uploaded to YouTube pretty recently. UFO spotted over Garden Ridge, Texas. In this clip, we can see a somewhat strange flying object that looks a bit like a cocoon being propelled forward, or maybe even a beehive or something. The entity has no propulsion or trails behind it, which really doesn't explain how it's moving forward so fast. Some sort of anti-gravity manipulation technology that I don't understand. Is that too wild to speculate that an alien has that? Now, we've seen cocoon-like UFOs a few times doing these videos, actually. We saw them a bunch. I don't know if you remember, one of them turned out to be Mr. Peanut, but most of them are UFOs. I'd say after triangle UFOs or little light clusters, I probably see videos of little cocoon-like UFOs like this more than any other kind. So what are these cocoon-like UFOs that keep appearing, and why do they all look so similar? This lack of propulsion too is really puzzling me. Now, the original poster returned after the fact to add a little bit of clarity in the comments. He said the object was moving with the wind, not against it, so maybe it's possible it's something like a weather balloon that has been swept up in an air current. That's usually what most of these clips turn out to be. I would love to see a statistic on how many UFO sightings are actually weather balloons, because I suspect it's probably like 99%. Another commenter suggested that this could be an object heading towards Randolph Air Force Base, speculating that the UAP seen in this video could be a manned jetpack or a very tiny stealth craft of some kind, which would be pretty cool, or even some sort of new drone technology the US military is developing. Now, among other things though, the original uploader did admit and suggest that this really could just be a balloon, suggested that he thought it might be attached to a floral arrangement that somebody let go of. Hey, maybe an alien was picking up a last-minute Valentine's Day gift, or hey, maybe an alien had to apologize to someone, you know? Maybe a probing went wrong and a little flowers was the only thing that could smooth it over. I wonder if they'll keep that in the video. Number 1, the A-10 over Arizona. And coming up at our final spot today for crazy UFO footage is going to be this dramatic footage of a spherical UAP being filmed tailing an A-10 aircraft over Arizona. The footage was filmed by a mobile scope truck recorded by the DHS, that's the Department of Homeland Security. The craft caught on camera is one of unknown origins, well, obviously. That's why it's a UFO. The U doesn't stand for usual, it's unidentified. Now, there's really not a lot to go on from this clip, as the original uploader didn't provide a ton of insight or backstory beyond the short clip, so we're left with mostly speculation. Similar to the previous clip, I have to wonder maybe if this is a drone of some kind due to its size in comparison to the rest of the craft, which dwarfs it. Could this be an unmanned craft? Is someone piloting it from a remote location far away? Now, earlier in the video, I quickly shouted out a conspiracy which I recently discovered, and I hope we can do like a full video on it because it was fascinating, saying that a majority of the crafts that we see in UFO videos are scout crafts that come from a construction facility hidden somewhere deep beneath the ocean from a civilization that predates ours. This advanced technological facility is manned by an artificial intelligence that keeps it running autonomously and produces these small crafts naturally to scout out the planet and, well, I don't know yet what they're doing, but something alien. Now, obviously, that is a very tinfoil hat theory. I got it from a less than reputable website, but it is a ton of fun to speculate on and would certainly make sense why there are so many sightings of these similar objects if they were all literally coming from the same factory line. And also, wouldn't that just be the nicest, I don't know, funniest little ironic cap to aliens if we're spending all our time looking up, but they've been below us the whole time? Anyway, something to think about. Number 5, flying cigars. Okay, so the first piece of footage we're gonna take a look at today is this amazing footage of a cylindrical UFO that's got even the skeptics and the experts scratching their heads watching. Now, you come take a look and see if this makes you a true believer. You can see pretty clearly, unlike most UFO footage, there is something very strange in clear view. Now, we see a lot of videos or stories about cylindrical UFOs, but we don't often get to see them so up close, so stabilized, so enhanced until this beautiful little clip. Now, there's a couple things going on here that make this clip a little shinier than the average clip. For one, we can see the objects going behind the clouds, some low visibility there. The object shimmers with a metallic surface. It looks seamless, as if it's one solid capsule or a big giant pill. But most interestingly to me, it doesn't show any sign of propulsion. No trail of smoke, no exhaust, no big old rocket on the back. So what is driving it forward? The object is seen making multiple sharp turns at very high speeds, instant acceleration. So whatever is making it move is tremendously powerful. Perhaps there's some sort of fantastic anti-gravity technology that's keeping it up in the air. Now, the original uploader said that this object, despite its incredible speed, made no sonic boom, when it definitely should have been. Viewers who are significantly better with numbers than me suggest that the object is going around 1,800 kilometers per hour. So what do you think, my dear sweet viewers? Is this some of the most compelling footage of a UFO in a while, or is this big strange pill craft just a big pill to swallow? You let me know down below. And if you're looking for way more alien content, well, you already know the Top 5 Scary has some of that and then some. We have got boxes and boxes full of alien videos for you to peruse and enjoy. But if alien videos aren't your jam, we've got a video on just about everything scary under the sun and above it. So click on through, make sure you hit subscribe, please hit that little bell, but do that at the end of this video, okay? Because I got 4 more alien sightings coming for you right now. Number 4, the mysterious triangle. Now, it wouldn't be a proper list of mysterious UFO sightings without a classic sighting of a triangular black UFO. If you're a regular enthusiast of UFO content, you probably recognize that black triangle UFOs are one of the most repeated sightings, right after those cylindrical cigar-shaped Tic Tac UFOs we just covered. Now, this next clip you're about to see was sourced from TikTok by the account TR3B Black Manta YT and was stabilized and enhanced by other members of the UFO community to highlight the clip, and we're glad they did because this is about to blow your mind. Take a look. Now, a very popular conspiracy theory in the sort of UFO stratosphere is that the existence of these black triangular crafts are traced back to a purported top secret aircraft developed by the US military, codenamed as the TR-3 Black Manta, hence the name of the TikTok account we sourced this from. Now, the alleged Black Manta is a classified stealth reconnaissance plane capable of vertical takeoff and landing, as well as extraordinary maneuverability. It's believed that it's got supremely advanced propulsion systems and radar evading technologies, allowing it to operate undetected. Now, believers in this theory state that sightings of black triangular UFOs are sightings of this classified aircraft. and that the government uses UFO conspiracies as a way to divert attention away from their covert operations. Now, not to get too tinfoily, but that sounds incredibly likely. There are some who believe as well that the TR-3 could be proof of a UFO, implying that the craft was reverse engineered from downed or otherwise recovered alien technology. Obviously, the government isn't going to outright confirm or deny anything vis-a-vis aliens, especially any top secret black ops level secrets, so officially the government has denied any involvement about a possible TR-3 Black Manta project. So what do you think, my viewers? Are these sightings of black triangle UFOs sightings of advanced military technology from this world or from someone else's? Number 3, the lights over Vegas. Coming up next today on this list is going to be this strange footage out of Las Vegas. Sometimes what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas and blows up the internet, like this series of mysterious bright lights that hovered above the city for hours, being seen by countless people, and yet no one seems to be able to figure out what it was. Now, often the bright glow of something like this could be traced to flares or aviation training. That was the hypothesis put forward by the local news station that aired this clip, suggesting it could be activity from Nellis Air Force Base, Creech Air Force Base, or Harry Reid International. When someone from the station reached out to Nellis, a spokesperson told the station that no training was conducted over the valley the previous night, and a similar statement was made by Harry Reid International. But come on, I don't need you to be a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist to tell you that the government is not going to own up to that. Even if you caught them with a big, clear, crisp photo of an alien craft, they'd still say they had nothing to do with that. It doesn't seem overly likely that if the government was conducting clandestine ops, they'd be so forthright in telling people about them. Anyway, so still an option, I'd say. Moving forward, the person who filmed these mysterious lights said that he's a local to the strip, and that he said that these lights looked unlike anything he had ever seen before up in the sky there. Much bigger and brighter than any tourist helicopters or the usual glitz and lights and attractions from the Vegas skyline. The lights apparently burned really brightly for about 5 minutes or so, and then vanished again as they appeared. Now, the areas around Las Vegas are ripe for conspiracy. What with Area 51 being pretty close by? Could it be possible that these lights we saw were in fact high-tech military technology? Could they be reverse engineered alien technology? Or could it just be a bunch of geese that all had Christmas lights wrapped around them? We may honestly never know. Number 2, the flying saucer over Phoenix. Coming up next today in our collection of UFO footage collected by average Joes on the ground is this sighting from Phoenix, Arizona of what looks to be a pretty clear-cut flying saucer flying sideways through the sky. Now, we've seen a cylinder, we've seen a triangle, and we've seen a series of strange floating lights, so I think it's high time that we round out the collection of UFO footage by adding in a flying saucer, the most classic of all UFO sightings. You close your eyes, you imagine a UFO, you probably imagine a little flying saucer, a little glass bubble, a little green guy in there. In this clip, we can see some vaguely disc, saucer-like effigy hurtling through the sky at a rapid speed. Now, unfortunately, this clip is a bit older and came at a time before 4K cameras were the norm, and so we can downright count the pixels on the screen. It's like a vintage throwback. It's hard to make out exactly what's happening in the clip, and the details of it are a bit muddled. It would be great to be able to see the craft in more detail and make out some of the individual elements of it just to prove or disprove anything. More than a few commenters when this clip was posted suggested that it could just be a balloon, which would definitely be a bit of a bubble burster. I feel like a balloon is the answer to 99.9% of all UFO sightings. It's just a strange balloon that got loose. Now, I can see some elements of that in some shots. The craft looks like it's reacting to the wind more than it does being blown around rather than soaring through the sky. As well, there's no visible exhaust or method of propulsion shown, but it could be possible that whatever entity was piloting that craft has technology above and beyond what we could ever dream of and has no need for propulsion. So what do you think? Proof of an alien civilization scouting out the planet caught on camera by someone looking up at just the right time? Or is this just a balloon that needs some hot air let out of it? And number 1, the balls of fire in La Plata. And finally, coming in at the number 1 spot today in this list of of amateur alien auteur films is this strange footage captured recently in La Plata, Argentina. 2 fireballs were seen hovering in the sky, which that's pretty odd, all things considered. They appeared seemingly out of thin air in the night sky and remained hovering in place for 5 minutes or more. It's strange that 5 minutes seems to be the key amount of time that fireballs hang up in the sky. At the time of the sighting of the fireballs, there were no storms, it's a clear night, and these fiery red flares light up the night sky like they're gigantic evil eyes staring down at us. Very imposing. We could see tons and tons of people coming out to take photos and gawk and try to figure out what was happening, so this isn't a one-off camera glitch or someone getting crafty with CGI. We've got loads of eyewitnesses accounting for this. Now, some skeptics have suggested that this could be rocket vapor or something left over from a Starlink operation. Now, maybe it's because I'm not a rocket scientist, I'm just a YouTube host sort of, but I'm not convinced. Many reports flooded in around this one particular incident, with residents all describing them as shining fireballs in the night sky. Well, local government tried to come forward with an explanation, believing that it came from a petrochemical plant, with the leading explanation being that the flames were from 2 catalytic units in the plant, causing a flare for a short period of time. Now, despite that being the official story, there are of course still some skeptics who think that's just a convenient cover-up to prevent local residents from getting their hands too close to the actual truth, with some locals claiming they've seen lights from the plant before and they're never that bright or that high up in the night sky. So, like all the other ones, I will leave it up to you. These mysterious balls of flame, something about aliens or something not about aliens? It really could be either one of those options or nothing. Anyway, something to consider.